Tell me a little bit about the Top 100 workout and what will you look forward to the most about taking part in that?
I think the thing that I look forward to the most is just playing with a lot of good girls around the state that are obviously pretty talented.
Do you think you have anything to prove going over there? Again, you've already committed to Wright State. You're one of the top players in the state by being invited to this. Do you think you have anything to prove?
Definitely, especially since I wasn't there last year because I was hurt. But I definitely think a lot of people don't look at me as one of the top in the state, especially because I got hurt and wasn't there last year.
Do you think that hurt you a little bit in your junior all-star voting and all that because you had the injury and such this year?
Yeah, definitely, especially because we're so far away from Indy and all those people are from Indy, and it's just hard to get noticed all the way in Richmond, and not being in that workout kind of hurt me.
Do you think that by going over there and showing what Richmond basketball is all about, of course you're going to be one of 4 different players, there's 2 boys and 2 girls, that you kind of maybe try to add a little respect to this side of the state?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I definitely think we're one of the top basketball programs around, and it's definitely we definitely get overlooked just because we're so far away from everyone. So hopefully they can finally, put Richmond back on the map.
You've been busy this summer. Talk about what AAU takes up a lot of your time, and then guys like me come out and ask for interviews more about basketball. But from that standpoint, what have you been doing this year?
Definitely a lot of basketball, obviously. In June, it's basically just high school basketball, so a lot of, team camps, team shootouts, just to get us back together and working together, and obviously to get the younger players a lot better that don't play AAU. And then in July, it's all about getting exposure and getting out in front of those college coaches again.
Talk a little bit about the AAU circuit, because again, you're playing so many games. It's not as much about the coaching as much as you get just a chance to play. Who you play for, and what have you been doing?
I play for Indiana Flight, and we just started back up Saturday, and we played in Cincinnati till Monday, and there was, I think, 213 colleges there, so a lot of exposure there. And then we went to Indy Wednesday and Thursday, and not as many coaches, but still, I mean, UConn was there. There's a lot of big names there, so it's just good to get out in front of those coaches and not necessarily they don't care about the score or if you win. It's just more about team players and how you work when you're down or when you're not doing so well. So
when you're out there playing in front of those kind of coaches, the UConns of the world, do you kind of think about that a little bit as they're in the stands?
You definitely, they're there, but you just kind of ignore it. I mean, you're nervous, but you can't show it because it obviously shows in your play if you are.
You have already committed to Wright State. Is that a solid commitment, or if somebody like a Big Ten team or somebody said, hey, by the way, we'd like to see you play a little bit more, would you consider changing?
I don't think so. Especially in girls basketball, it doesn't really happen like that. Once you're committed, you're usually off the table to most schools. I know some schools have asked my AAU coach about me, and they know I'm committed, and I really like Wright State, so I don't think I'll be going anywhere.
Talk a little bit about next year. It'll be your senior year, and all of a sudden those last 3 years have gone by pretty quickly. What's going through your mind as you get ready for your last year of high school basketball?
Definitely just trying to make it the best year yet. And I think we can. We think we can go pretty far, especially in sectionals, and hopefully win a regional and do something for this program that hasn't been done.
Talk about that, because it has been tough for the last 3 years not making it out of the sectional. Is that going to be maybe the main goal for you guys this year?
Yeah, especially because we have the talent. We have the two, Destiny and Lex. Lex coming back from knee injury, not as much experience as Destiny has, and then Destiny having a lot more experience under her belt, coming back as a second-year varsity starter, and only losing Bailey and Sarah. As much as they did for us, we have a lot coming up that can replace them.
My last thing is, again, your knee, and how's the health? I talked to you a little bit before we started the interview. You said it might be a little bit sore, but overall, how does it feel when you're playing?
It's not something I think about. The only time it gets sore is, when you play 3 or 4 games a day, and you just stretch it out and you're fine the next day.
So you're totally 100%, and from a mental standpoint, you really don't think much about it at all?
No, it never crossed my mind when I'm playing. It's not like, oh, I hope I don't do this. It's just, go out and play and give 100%.
Very good.